Hello everybody, how are you doing today? I hope everybody is doing well. Oh goodness. Okay, so this video is going to be about Michelle Grace. And I'm sure if you guys are on Twitter, maybe you have heard about this. If you guys, I know Ashley Kyle made a video, God bless her. I'm glad she does have a bigger platform and she, brought some attention to this. It's just a horrible situation, to be honest. And there are a lot of feelings, especially when it comes to disciplining children and things like that. Some people have some beliefs, others have other beliefs, and some people spank their children, some people don't. And I think this kind of rises above that line. This isn't about, people that spank their children or don't spank their children. This is about just complete parental ignorance, if you may. It's about parental ignorance. And the reason why I say it's parental ignorance is, yes, some people discipline their children for like doing something bad in school or just for reasons, okay? I'm not judging. I'm not. Everybody's parenting is different. It really and truly is, and it is not my job to say how every parent should raise their child, and it's nobody's job. Everybody is different. I'm a mom the way that I'm a mom. Other people are moms the way that they're moms, and I understand this. But the reason why I call this complete parental ignorance is because what had happened to this little girl was not only just sick and gross, but the fact that she put it on YouTube was even more disgusting. And I'm gonna, insert the screen recording that I have really quick here. I'm not good at editing, guys, but we'll just put that in and then we'll talk about it and we'll go from there.
My 2-year-old just got her ass beat. Because no matter how many times I tell her not to mess with my makeup, she never fucking listens. I put it away to where she can't find it. And what does she do? She finds it. At this point, I need a freaking safe with a combination on it to keep her out of it. She has ruined 2 palettes of mine, and one of them is being discontinued. One second. My hand hurts because I just beat the crap out of her.
The reason why I call this complete parental ignorance is because, like like Ashley mentioned in her video, is that, I'm sure a 2-year-old, you're taller than, and you can put the makeup up higher. And I also want to say that there are things out there on the market. If you can afford to buy that $50-something Jeffree Star palette, you can afford to take your ass to the store and buy you some child safety locks. Okay, that's all it takes. Buy a little cupboard, a little stand. I don't know how much makeup you got. Okay, I don't know how much makeup you have, but there are child safety locks. And you can put things in cupboards and dressers. In fact, I still have some child safety locks because of Holly. I do. Because she'll get into things. Like, I was that mom, and I would always be thinking, there's a child safety lock for the toilet. And did I ever think I would have to buy one of those ever in my life? No. But Holly, when she was young one day, and it was so strange, I was sitting there and I heard the splashing and I'm like, what in the hell? And I turned and I looked, and thank God I was sitting where I was sitting and the bathroom was where it was, and I wasn't living here at the time. Holly was in the toilet head first and she could not get out because she didn't have the upper body strength to get herself out. And you know, now I'm like, holy shit, that's why you need, a toilet lock. Because I never thought of, but that really truly does happen. That must have happened to somebody for somebody to invent that, to think of that, holy shit. And obviously I got that immediately. And it was a very scary moment. And children do scary things. They do. And they get into things that you would never think that they would get into. And you're like, holy shit. And you got to just do your job as a parent, as a mom, a dad, an aunt, uncle, whoever, a caregiver. And you have to do your job and find what is going to keep your child safe. And I just wanted to share that story because it was extremely scary. Now, if you're going to sit there again and have a $50-something Jeffree Star palette, then you can well afford to go out and buy them cheap little locks to put your things and your items, and lock them up instead of hurting your child over something so stupid. And it really is. It's makeup. It is material. It's material because that material can be replaced. Your child cannot. Okay? Your child's feelings cannot be replaced. And if you're going to, beat your daughter's ass and your hand hurts, and I love her explanation on Twitter, my hand hurt before that, sure, over some makeup. And not only did you do that horrendous act, because I get some people do spank their children. I understand. It's not my place to judge. But spanking your children over, a 2-year-old, but, it's not like, I just don't think 2-year-olds should be spanked, to be perfectly honest. I think they're just babies. They are. They're at that phase. They're, again, I don't like to pass my judgment on that, but, it's just, they're babies. They are, they don't know what's going, a lot of 2-year-olds aren't even potty trained yet. It's, their minds aren't fully formed to know what's right and what's wrong. And seeing her Twitter, oh, she's intelligent. Anyway, their mind is still forming. Like, they don't even, like, a lot of times 2-year-olds don't even have the mind development enough to know when they have to go to the bathroom. That sensation isn't there. They're not unable to put together the urge to go to the bathroom and then to go. They can't differentiate that. And that's why a lot of times, they go over the age of 2. And so their minds definitely are not fully developed. And she totally did not understand. And she's sitting there. I've told her several times not to play with my makeup. And she's teaching you that she doesn't understand what the hell you're talking about. If a child sees mommy doing something, they want to do it too. Sit down with your child and do makeup on her. And, do that. Buy her own little plate. Girl, there are so many play sets of makeup. Buy it for her. Give her own special little makeup and let her feel special, and lock yours away. Get some child safety locks and do what you have to do. But the fact that she came out on a platform such as YouTube and said that, that's gross. I mean, so you're kind of promoting, you're kind of saying, that that's okay, and it's not. And I mean, the video's gone now, but just imagine that little girl when she grew up and seen mommy's channel, seen her mother's channel, like, and she stumbled upon that video and she was like, damn, wow. Because certain things, I'm sure she's going to remember, now what her, later in life, what her mother does to her. But for her to sit back there, how are you going to explain yourself? Could you imagine having to explain that to your child? Yes, I went on YouTube and told them that I beat your ass because you messed up a palette that's discontinued. Okay. There's no explanation for that shit. There really isn't. get some damn child safety locks. I keep repeating that, and I'm sorry, but I'm just so disgusted. Babies are babies, and children and toddlers don't really understand that much. You know, they don't. And to defend yourself by saying she's smarter than you know, no. Stop it. That's not, it's not even an excuse. But I did want to come out here and talk about it and just say that YouTube is not, you know, to be used as a platform to do something like that, to you know, basically congratulate yourself or tell, oh my gosh, my Jeffree Star palette's ruined, poor me, and look what I had to do to my daughter because Anyway, so I wanted to talk about it. I really want to know your thoughts and opinions. And again, I will say there is a fine line between spanking your children and not spanking your children. And in my opinion, abusive behavior. And I'm going to say it that I believe that is abusive because that little girl did not know that it was a Jeffree Star palette. That little girl did not know that the palette was discontinued. And it is your job as a parent to keep your child safe. You don't want your little girl eating makeup. You don't want, especially like if it's some of the other brands, you don't want her putting eyeshadow in her mouth because that's not what it's intended for. You know, it's your job. So basically you just said, I neglected to take care of something and I neglected to keep things away from my child, so I punished her for it. That's what it just said to me. I neglected to do my job as a mom and keep things that can potentially, you know, not be good for my child or toxic. Because let's just say makeup is powder. I mean, it's powder. You know, and I understand it's vegan or whatever, but eyeshadow's not meant to go in your mouth. Or what if she would have got it in her eyes and stuff like that? You know, like in the actual eye, you know, that's not going to be comfortable. So it's your job as a mom to keep your child safe. And if you neglect that duty, you don't punish the child for that. You punish yourself. Or you go out and you do the right thing and you make sure it doesn't happen again because that's your job. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do that as a mother. So go get yourself some damn child safety locks and do the right thing and stop punishing that child for your mistakes. That's what it is. It was her mistake and her child got punished for her mistake. And I think it's gross. And the fact that she even posted it on YouTube is even more gross. Like, I don't know if she was looking for a cookie. Like, oh, guess what I did to my daughter because she busted up a palette that I can't get again. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. But those are my thoughts on the situation. We'd never, ever spank our children for something that's our fault. You know, if people want to, you know, spank their children, whatever floats, you know, but make sure if you do spank your children, it's not because of your irresponsibility. That's just what I wanted to say about it. Anyway, as always, guys, thank you for watching 5 seconds, 5 moments, 5 minutes of any one of my videos. Please leave your comments down below. I would like to know what you think about the subject. And I'm sure someone probably got in touch with CPS over that. I'm sure they did. I'd like her to explain that to CPS. You know, and hopefully if somebody did, CPS informs her that that's not the right thing to do. Kisses.